How have they coped being underground for hours and hours on end in the last few weeks?
Children are actually incredibly resilient, I think. I mean, I've got 9 children and just had number 28 grandchildren, so I know children a bit. They're fairly resilient, and if you tell them what it is, this is what it is, and this is what you've got to do when it comes to the crunch, they do it. The little 3-year-old, her father was working in Jerusalem on certain matters, and so my daughter and her 2 little kids, 3 years old and 10 weeks old, was staying, at our place. As soon as the siren went, she jumped into my arms and just clung on to me, and just came down with me and sat on my lap, for the duration of the siren. You tell them what it is, this is what it is. Afterwards, they sort of played it out, and actually I can see you've got a clip now of them playing sirens where they got me to siren noise, and then they had to run into the little bunker that they built themselves and giggled away, laughed away, and they kids are resilient. They turn things into games. I don't know what they think afterwards, and they certainly were happy when they went home. And I thought, well, this is now finished. We hope it's finished. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the ceasefire is going to last. We just don't know. We don't know if the Houthis are going to attack again. They've gone quiet. There's been no detail on that whatsoever. So yeah, it's scary for the kids, and you just deal with them. You do kids things. You become a kid yourself at some level, and you look after them.
We have a mutual friend, which is how you came to my attention, and I know about baby number 28. We'll get to that one in a moment because I think that's an extraordinary story. But give me your take on our Prime Minister's language, the Australian Prime Minister's language around this conflict, and let's go back to pretty much from October 7 and beyond, how you see our Prime Minister handling things. And I want you to contrast it to the events of Sunday where we saw, the shock and awe might of the United States play out as it did. Start first with Mr Albanese.
I don't want to be rude, and I'm sort of an expat. I keep very, very close ties with Australia, and I listen to what's going on there, family there, and I'm in touch every single day with lots of people in various family and friends. So I feel that I can make some level of comment. Mr Albanese, in my mind, is a disappointment. He has not given Israel the backing that it needs as a very close friend of Israel, and he's not given the Jewish community the backing that it needs. And I use the word very, very carefully. He's a disappointment. He's not there. He has not been there as a friend. His party has not been there as a friend. His foreign minister has not been there as a friend. And then the Jewish person they had in the ministry, they moved. So that says a lot, doesn't it? It took him 24 hours to come out in favour of the bombing. That's probably because he was upset he didn't get his invitation. And then when Mr Trump used his poetic language, he took him 24 minutes to respond. I'll tell you a little story, if I may. I went yesterday to help a friend, an English-speaking lawyer, needed someone who was English-speaking to witness a will. So I went across the road to help him. And the guy sitting there was an Israeli, spoke Hebrew, and he saw us speak English. He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Well, I'm from across the road." He said, "No, where are you from?" I said, "Well, I'm from Australia." He looks at me with utter, horror or surprise. He says, "What happened to you guys?" He said, "You guys used to be so pro-Israel. You guys were very, very close friends. I used to have a lot of dealings with Australia." He said, "I used to, business, whatever." He said, I used to actually be friends with an ex-police chief commissioner. I don't know the man's name, and he couldn't remember. He said he was of Italian descent. That might mean something to somebody. And he said, "This guy used to say how much we love you and how much we're there for you and we feel for you and we know what's going on and we share common values." I think it's all evaporated with Mr Albanese, and I think it's very, very sad. The people here don't understand what's going on in Australia. The anti-Semitism, the feeling of sort of betrayal that they're not there for us, which was like one country that really supported Israel, a lot of common values. There's, very much she'll be right, mate, and there'll be very much the outdoor experience, the sport experiences, a lot of very common values, freedom, democracy, just things that people like to do, blue skies, you could even put it that way. And a lot of people here feel that Australia has, for some reason, betrayed them, has sort of left them, and they cannot understand the change in attitude there. So that's.
Well, I think
Mr. Albanese,
many Australians, I hate to say.
Think about that. Sorry?
There's many Australians, I hate to say this, David, there's many Australians who are similarly confused about where our country stands on Israel anymore and disappointed, as I'm sure you are. Just quickly, I'm almost out of time. I've got to ask you about this baby because grandchild number 28, but born in extraordinary circumstances. Take us through what happened.
Well, my this particular daughter's got two children, a girl 4 and a girl 2, and she's just had her third, which is this little boy you can see on the screen now. And she went into labour on Friday night, and they drove to the hospital in Jerusalem thinking, well, that would possibly be a little bit better than other places. The Mount Scopus Hadassah Hospital, if anybody's been to Israel, they'll know where Mount Scopus is in Jerusalem. And it's certainly a leading hospital. The hospital had set up an entire underground basement bomb shelter facility that could not be damaged by bombs. And in the middle, here she is, in labour. I mean, I don't have to explain what that's like to anybody, I presume. And all of a sudden, the sirens go on the telephones and everything. And, our phones are able to be hijacked by the government. So you get this sort of sound on your phone, and then your phone start ringing, and then the sirens start going, and then the missiles start falling. And here she is in labour, and poor thing, in the end of the day, because the baby was in a bit of stress, ended up needing pieces. So here she is with whatever anaesthetic they can give. The doctors running around like crazy, and then more people coming in because of what happens and everything. And here they are delivering this little baby boy, which thank God is very healthy and very happy. We've met him already, and she's recovering. Let's just say that he will have a story for his grandchildren. Perhaps your grandchildren will interview him one day on Skype. Yes.
And I hope he tells the story from a safe and independent Israel too.
Yes,
David, thank you. All the very best to you and your family.